What's up, everybody? Week 13, Tuesday Takedown. I know I missed it last week. It's playoff season finally. The playoff bracket is set. We have Derek as the number one seed. Jordan, by virtue of beating me and Jeff losing, snuck into the number two seed and now has a first round bye. Then we've got a couple of divisional matchups. We've got the 3 seed Jeff against Daniel. Daniel with a solid 4-0 finish to the season, finishing 7-6, and as he was so willing to point out to me, he is now the only one who has made the playoffs every season now that Brad has lost. Haven't fact-checked that, but I'm sure that it's right. And then me against Bobby, the 4 against 5. If I lose to Bobby 3 times this season, I am probably going to retire from fantasy football. But congratulations to all the division winners. Derek took the North, Bobby took the South, Jordan took the West, and Jeff took the East. And Derek took the points for crown. It was a hard-fought regular season. We've got a couple of, couple people playing with house money would be me and Daniel. You know, I was 1-5, and now I'm 7-6. And just for a brief moment, I tasted that $40 for winning the division. But Daniel's team seems to be peaking at the right time. You know, it's not like the playoffs in the NFL, obviously, where, you know, you've got a team who's kind of not nearly as good as like the Eagles or the Vikings, and you're playing on their field. There is no home field advantage, and it's really just whoever's team gets the hottest over the next 3 weeks. Obviously, Daniel's team has been really hot the last couple weeks, especially since mine cooled off this past week. The Gronk suspension is going to be tough. I saw that he got suspended for a game, so if that's not overturned, then he'll have to find somebody else to slide into that tight end spot. Just such a weapon to have it at the tight end position, especially I don't think I've had a single tight end score over 8 for me all season. So you know, this just a huge piece of his puzzle. But you know, he's got a good team too. Derek's team really laid an egg last week against Jim. Didn't really matter because he had a first round bye, locked either way. But you know, Derek's team is still stacked, and it'll be interesting to see what he does if he makes it to Week 16 when Zeke comes back. He's got Le'Veon and Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt has really cooled, and Julio has really been hit or miss. You know, I think he followed up the 39-point performance with definitely single digits this past week. So, you know, the Falcons just aren't how they've been, especially since last year. But it's going to be an awesome and fun playoff time, and I'm just happy to be back in the mix after last season's disaster. Then in the losers bracket, you know, I did post that earlier today. We've got it's on the league note. We got Logan and Brad with the first round buys, and then we have Dicky playing Jim, and we've got Chris playing Neville's in the first round. And what's up for grabs is, of course, the coveted number 1 pick. Just don't pick David Johnson next year. So, yeah, guys, you know, the season has flown by. I can't believe it's the beginning of December. And I think it's been a good season. There was a lot of parity in the league this year. You know, a 4-way tiebreaker for the wild cards just really proves how critical each matchup is, even when you don't think that they are, or even when, you know, if your team's sitting in an okay spot. You know, there's a guy at work who in his league has Kareem Hunt and somebody else, and he started 6-1, and then he lost 5 straight games to barely snag a wild card because they play a 12-game season, and then last week he lost in the first round. So ended with 6 straight losses. It's some luck to get there. You know, Derek, obviously, with the highest points for being the 1 seed makes sense, but, you know, good season, guys, and good luck to everybody in the playoffs. So I'm going to send out a text here in the next few days and just get everyone's thoughts on maybe like an end-of-season ceremony, maybe at B-Dubs, where we can pass out money and do whatever. For those of you who I don't talk to or see much, you know, like Jeff, Jim, we'll figure out something on how to get your money to you. I don't know if you old fogies have Venmo or even know what that is, but it's a very quick money-sending app. But if not, then I have all the cash here. And I would love for all of us, you know, to try to get together and hopefully that hope that nobody would blow it off as just an excuse for all of us to hang out one last time at the end of the season. So with that being said, Derek right now has $80, so he's got his buy-in plus 30. He's playing with house money, and he's got a first round bye. he won points for and his division. And then there's another $400 up for grabs and a number 1 pick. So still a lot to play for, guys. I was the 12 seed last year when I got the number 1 pick. It is possible. And to be honest, it made a really, really terrible Cleveland Browns type season somewhat manageable. So that's all for this week's takedown. No funny clips, no funny stuff. Work's been busy the last couple weeks, so I apologize for missing last week's takedown, but I definitely didn't want to make a habit of that. So, yeah, good luck to everybody in the playoffs, and if you have any questions, just feel free to hit me up or hit the group chat up. One thing that I do want to mention that I've thrown out to a couple of people, and I just want to let it marinate. I was thinking because of all the people, well, specifically Dan, Jeff, and Jim, who have all played each other for the last 3 years in the same division, I was thinking that we could do a next year where we draw someone's name and then the 2 people who were in their division are removed, and then we draw all new divisions. And then we pick the next name and so on. That way, at least you can't be in the same division as somebody for 2 consecutive years. It'll make it more fun, play against different people, keep it fresh. It's just an idea. I don't think any harm can come of it, but I know it's not officially the draft. So we'll have to lock that down before next season. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but anyways, good luck to everybody, and later, Toads.